Okay, so you've just learned about distribution or distributing. Now I'm going to show you that sometimes we have to distribute and combine like terms. So there are a few different problems where we might have to do something like that. So for example, maybe I have something like 3 times x minus 1 plus 2. Well, when I distribute, I only distribute that 3 on the outside of the parentheses to everything inside the parentheses. So I'll do 3 times x, which is 3x, and 3 times the negative 1, or minus 1, which gives us a minus 3. I do not do 3 times 2, because the 2 is not in the parentheses. The 2 is just here, and so I just put plus 2. Well, now I have some like terms I can combine. If I look at my 3x, there are no other x's, so I just leave it as 3x. But if I look at my plain old numbers, I have a negative 3 and I have a positive 2. So negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. And so I put the minus there because it's a negative 1. And remember, minus and negative are really very similar things. We just say different words depending on what we're doing. Okay, so that's one example where we might see it. Maybe we'll see something like this. What if we have 4y times, I don't know, 3 plus 2 minus 6y? Sure, we'll try that. Okay, so now we're going to, there's a couple ways we could solve. But we'll go with distributing, but it's not the first thing we had. I mean, there are other things we could do. So I'm going to multiply 4y times 3. That's really 4 times 3 is 12, and we have to attach the y to it. And 4y times 2, well, 4 times 2 is 8, and we have to attach the y to it. Because it's a positive 4 and a positive 2, then it's a positive 8. We do not multiply times this minus 6 because it's not in the parentheses, so I just have minus 6y. Now notice that all of these have y's, so we can just combine like terms. 12y plus 8y is 20y. Minus 6y, I think that's like 14y. Cool. Okay, now let me show you that I said that there are a couple ways to solve this. The other way we could have solved this, which, you don't have to do the other way, but I just want to show you so you know. What we could have done instead of distributing first is, because PEMDAS tells us to do the stuff in the parentheses first, because these are both like terms, I could add them first. So notice all this other stuff, these were not like terms, so we could never do anything with the parentheses. But because 3 plus 2 is just something we can solve, we just know it's 5. So I can just add those together and get 5. Then this is really short. 4y times 5, that's 20y, minus 6y, so we still ended up with our 14y.